Hey guys, Pratik here. I'm back with a very quick and short video. And I imagine the title itself would have made you go, really? One of the topmost questions I get to the date from my clients, from my ex-clients, even from friends, relatives, okay, is what they should do about nutrition, okay? Asking help regarding their diet plan, asking help to help with the nutrition, what they should eat in order to get fit. Okay, or let's put it this way: when an individual realizes that they are not fit and healthy as they used to be, or they would like to get fitter than they are today, okay, the first two things that struck in the head is, I think I need to go to the gym to move more, to exercise, okay, and I need to look at my nutrition, I need to look at my diet, okay. And that's the reason that at the end of that they end up contacting a personal trainer for that, okay, as they believe that personal trainers are experts in this, and yes, personal trainers are the experts in training and nutrition, no doubt with that, okay. But I made this video for you guys today to tell you something different, and that is, here it is, okay. There is no doubt that nutrition has a role to play towards your health, okay. It has a big role, but, and the big but is, this is certainly not in the top of the hierarchy, okay. Now what I'm saying is, your diet is not the biggest culprit behind your weight gain. Surprise? Okay, so if I've gained your attention here, you might be interested in watching the whole video, okay. So if your diet is not the biggest culprit in your weight gain, if diet is not the solely and the biggest idea, and is the biggest thing behind your weight gain, then what is it? Okay, I hear you ask. And this is the explanation behind it. Some of you might heard this, you are what you eat. Okay, that means, okay, whatever you eat, that you become. I heard the progression of this as well, you are what you digest, okay? Now this is how I put it, okay? This is how I see nutrition. It's who you are when you eat, right? So I repeat this, it's who you are when you eat, okay? What do I mean by that? You're always you, right? It's me. If I'm eating, I'm always eating. What I mean by that is, when you are eating, what part of brain is activated that time, okay? And what is going through with you in your body, okay? So I made the video a couple of weeks ago about chain signs. I'm sure few of you have watched it, and if you haven't, then please go and have a look at it, okay? It explained that our brain has our brain has three subbrains in it, okay? Reptilian, mammalian, human, right? And the whole thing about diet is related to this, okay? Now, if you are doing every possible thing to get better at your health, okay? If you're working out your hardest, if you are having a best diet that you can, but still not achieving the results, okay? There are very, very high chances that you are spending your seconds, your minutes, your days, your weeks, your months, probably the years, in either reptilian or mammalian brain, okay? These two. Now what I'm actually trying to say by this is simple English, you are in stress. Now, if you eat good food, but you are in stress for any reason, doesn't matter it's work or it's a relationship or your finances, your work, your self-image, whatever it is, okay? Stress is stress. If you are in stress and you're living in reptilian mammalian brain, you're not in cognition mode, doesn't matter what you eat, you are not gonna get the benefit of that, okay? So that makes me lead to my next point, okay? So I'm just gonna quickly mark it here. I actually mentioned stress, okay? The next thing I'm gonna lead it to nervous system. So what part of your nervous system you are in when you are eating the food. So when we eat, so let's understand this. Digestion is a parasympathetic mode of the nervous system. Okay, so we got two. I'm going to talk about two parts of the nervous system here: sympathetic and parasympathetic. Right? Our digestion is a parasympathetic part of the nervous system. So when we eat, we have to be in parasympathetic to digest this food. But what often happens if you are stressed or if you are under threat, as I talked about in chain science video, okay, you ultimately switch to sympathetic mode of the nervous system. Now every time you go to sympathetic mode of the nervous system, you are eating it, but you're not digesting it. So it doesn't matter you're eating chicken and spinach, you're eating salmon, you're eating good food, but you are not actually digesting it, okay? So you are not gonna get the benefits of that. Okay, let me get this back on the screen quickly. Okay, so if you're not in the against the parasympathetic mode, then you not gonna digest the food, and you know that's the food you're not gonna get the benefits of. So that could be the another reason of you eating perfectly fine, but not getting the benefits of that. Okay. Okay. I've also heard people saying that their nutritionist or the dietitian has mentioned to increase the intake of the alkaline food in their diet. Okay. I get that, totally get that, because if your body is too acidic, then you are not getting the benefits of your food. Doesn't matter what you eat. Okay. But here's the thing, it's not just the food, or it's not just the wrong food that can mess up with the pH levels of your body, right? It's not just the food that can increase the acidity. It could be as simple as breathing, okay? If you're not breathing as you're meant to be, we as human beings are meant to breathe from a diaphragm, but I've seen many people breathing from the chest these days. We have become chest breathers. As we work in an office, we're sitting upright, we're actually breathing from our chest rather than from our belly. Your chest shouldn't be hardly inflated, or shouldn't be inflating at all. Okay, we don't do that. Now, when you don't inflate your belly and when you don't breathe from diaphragm, what ends up happening? You actually mess up your acidic and alkaline levels, right? So that messes up the pH levels, and that can also cause the disturbance in your pH levels. Okay, and that could be one of the reasons that you're finding it hard to lose weight or whatever your goals are, right? So if you have been recommending that your balance are messed up and you have to improve them, it's not just because of your diet, it could be of your breathing as well. I don't think I would say sleeping, right? Are you sleeping properly? Like, are you getting enough sleep? And we always say you should get sleep at least 6 to 8 hours, because that's the time you are resting, you are recovering, that's the time most hormones work in our body, okay? And if you're not doing that, so lack of sleep actually cause you weight gain, because you're not actually you're doing everything in the gym, you're eating perfectly fine, but you're not actually resting to work those hormones, right? The growth hormones not working, and then at the end, it's working less actually, and you end up not losing as you're expecting to. You're not actually losing any. Okay, so lack of sleep could be another reason, right? Okay, so I'm going to finish it here. I told you I'm going to make it short, but it's again going long. Once again, the whole idea was, yes, nutrition matters, no doubt with that, but it's certainly not on the top of the table. It comes somewhere. I was going to finish this. So I mentioned about the pH levels. I mentioned about the sleep. So please make sure that you consider these things as well when you are actually trying to get the results, okay? Especially when you're trying to lose weight. You have to consider these things much before the diet. You can, yes, and then when these things are done, and then obviously there's much more things you can look at, and this video is going to get long and long, but these things need to be addressed, and then you're going to come to the nutrition, okay? As usual, guys, if you have any questions, drop it, comment below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Alright, till then, take care.